Hey everybody. Hello, hello, hello.
Hola.
Hello.
I'm here for moral support. Yeah, I'm here for moral support. Long time no talk, Jennifer. I feel like I just spoke to you. I feel like I just got off the phone with you.
Yeah, I just got on the phone with you. I'm like, God, I ain't talked to you
I know.
forever.
I feel like it's the never-ending Sunday today. I just want to be done.
Girl, you are preaching to the choir.
I feel
Oh,
good.
thank you, Jessica. She said, that's nice. She said two of her favorite ladies.
Yes. Good morning. Good morning. You hear me, y'all? I am so ready for bed. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
But I like to keep my word, right? So
Yep.
here I am.
This is why you're one of my favoriteest people in the world.
Yeah.
So just to let everybody know, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but there's only going to be one other person in the box. Can we hold off on the request? Crystal, you know how much I love you, but just Villian and this other person is going to come up in the box. So where should I get started? I have one name for you that's going to kind of help you to understand. One name. Tonight we are discussing Lori Jones.
Dun dun dun.
Da, da, da. I love
Just
this
to
thing.
spin off on that, this is a conversation that is going to be had once, and we're requesting that after it is discussed, it is moved on from.
Yep.
The only thing that I will say is there is a reason why, and
We are, Pamela. We are.
yeah, comments will be off as well, because I think that the situation needs to be addressed, but there's also some things involved that need protecting, and that's all I could really say about it.
Well, so there's one other person that I will let up in the box. It's my favorite Reaper and yours. I'm gonna let her come up. Just until the other person gets in here. Hey, gorgeous.
Hi, and I want to let you know that I extended my live until 7:30, and I've
Thank
already put
you.
out the information.
Oh, thank you. I felt so bad.
No,
so bad.
it's easy for me to go into StreamYard and change the time.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I
It's not
felt like
Villian's fault.
No, it's
it
fine.
really is.
No, because we need to discuss this in the live tonight because we're going to discuss this
Okay.
certain person. So,
Yeah.
I just need her to let me know when she comes in.
okay, when she does, I'll mute.
Yeah, you're fine, baby. You're fine. You're fine.
I just felt bad letting Jennifer sit here with her face all alone.
Yay, Ange got a notification finally.
My
I saw that in the video. I said, "Oh shit!"
let me see. Is that
Hi, Irish.
okay? So we're gonna start like this.
First of all, are you doing okay today? At least right now. Okay, I love you.
No, I love you. If I talk about it, I'll, you know what I mean.
Later, yeah.
Yep. We're gonna just and what we will discuss
You're on a
Monday
mission.
after this. Okay, y'all, because I know everybody has sent me some of the nicest, sweetest stuff. You really have. Thank y'all for caring about me today.
Always.
It's usually always about somebody else, but I really appreciate that. So I know all of y'all have heard the rumors about. Yeah, and once I turn the comments back on, yeah, because I'm not dealing with any mess tonight. I'm not in the mood for it. I've had a really hard day, and you know, like Villian said, we're gonna let this lady talk. We're gonna move on. That's it. So, okay, you ready, babe? Okay.
Here she is.
So, The lady that's coming up in the box right now. I know y'all have heard the rumors about the RV for Lori. Okay.
Welcome.
The actual person that made that possible is in the box right now. Okay. We're going to let her speak. I'm going to mute. Villian's going to mute. Reaper's going to mute. That's it. We're going to let her talk. She's not going to be grilled. She's going to say what she needs to say.
He's already been grilled.
She's already grilled.
Right.
She's going to say what she needs to say.
Correct. He's already been grilled.
She's already grilled.
Right.
Pull your notifications down. Usually that helps sometimes. Okay. She's already been grilled. So we want to clear the air. We want the truth out there. We don't want misinformation. We don't want hearsay. The absolute truth. We don't want anybody else to spin it any other kind of way. So, can one of my mods please cut the comments? And hey to everybody. I'm sorry. I usually tell everybody, hey, I'm sorry. Hey, everybody. All right. I'm going to mute Lady. And Sweet Pea, I'm going to let you take the floor. Whenever you're ready, Villian, do you have anything else you want to add? Or Reaper, anything else y'all want to add? Okay. All right. Go ahead, darling.
Well, first off, I want to say thank you so much to Jen, to Villian, and to Reaper. To get to speak with Villian on a personal level was just incredible. And so much of the time, I would say that while she is out there putting out so much factual information, there can be some misconception. And the fact that she is all about full transparency, I was willing to provide 100% full transparency. And it really, she empowered me, her and Jim both, to be able to kind of clear this, because I need this to be said. First off, I want everyone to know that I have and founded a nonprofit. And it originally started in 2015. It has grown into a large outreach program. One of those outreach programs is Pathways to Reunification. That program supports mothers who have been separated from their children. That can be due to incarceration. It can be due to they have substance abuse, they may be in rehab, or it can be that they're in an abusive relationship. And so we provide assistance to these families to rebuild their lives. Again, this is only one of 7 programs, and we do not charge one person, one child or family, one dime to be in our outreach program. They have licensed counselors they can be able to have on staff and work with. We have live coaching. It is even as far as down to the shoes that they may need. So this is a very broad-based outreach. But to go from there, I just want to let you know that it is always my heart and my intention that children come first. I understand there may be times, and I usually am not working with people on TikTok. It may be my first and my last, but it is usually in a case where a child comes to me and says, my mom is getting out of jail and I want to be back with my mom. And I'm having to live with an aunt, or I'm couch hopping, and my mom, we don't have any help. And so every child is rated by a risk rate. And so to tell you that is what I want to say is there is a very strict confidentiality policies in place. I cannot share some personal details. I will tell you that I was in contact with Lori this morning because of the fact I will not break confidentiality in my integrity or my nonprofit's integrity to have to explain myself on TikTok. It's not going to happen. And so, but what I want to share with you is that back around the 1st of September, some of you may remember Lori was live and I, was scrolling through like we all do, and she happened to come up. And I saw a mom, she had 2 teenage girls in the video that were talking, not always on camera, but she was so upset because I believe it was by 6 p.m. she had to be out of the house. And she didn't know where her kids were going to go or what they were going to do. When it comes to children, I'm going to state one more time, I don't care as long as I know that they fit in the criteria and the children are being able to be placed into a safe home so they're not in the streets. And so I also want to say Lori was not asking for help or money. She was crying that day. Some may say, well, it was an act. I don't care what your reason is. I care about the kids. She was very plain that they did not have any other resources. You could tell there was, in my opinion, and I work with a lot of families. We have placed and helped over 50 women and children to be reunited. And you could tell that there was truly, I felt like, concern. Maybe I'm wrong. But if I'm wrong, then that is on Lori, not me. I did what I felt like was right to help those children. And so I immediately reached out to her. I sent her a message and said, would you please call me and let me see if I could get you into an apartment immediately to try to get you help. She did call. I have sent those messages to not only Jen, but to Villian and to show. Then she called. I went through what we have as a phone interview to see if she would even qualify and to assess the risk. Those kids, in my opinion, 1 out of 5 were a 5 at a risk factor. The issue is that normally when we are placing and helping to set up a mother in a new home or a new start, then we have a few days or even sometimes a month or two to get prepared. We could have, and we did look at the possibility of doing a motel for the night. The issue that we ran into is our committee immediately went to work to see what apartments were available. Lori is on, she has said out loud, so I am able to repeat, a fixed income. And so because she's in a small town, then I felt like that the money we would have put forth, because normally in the past we try to do 90 days along with deposits to help mothers get on their feet. I felt like in 90 days that money would have been wasted. It is really important to me that I am a very good steward of the money that we place. And so with that, I started trying to find mobile homes. We actually were able to locate an RV. The RV, I spoke directly with the woman that owned it. I have considerable text messages from that woman, which were also given to Jen and Villian, to show that this money never went to Lori. And I want to make that very plain. It went directly to the woman who owned the RV. Her and her husband were so wonderful. We had to work with finding a lot for the RV to be placed in. I did speak to the person that owns the lot, and she did get permission to be able to move in there. And so this woman that we bought it from went to really great extents to make sure they moved to the RV. They had to jump it. There was a lot kind of going on, guys, there. But what it came down to is that we were able to get those kids and her at the time in a very safe environment within a deadline so they weren't put on the streets. You know, when I'm sitting here and I'm looking back, we ran into issues which were even in the text messages from the lady that owned the RV, that everyone, that Villian and them could see. There was an issue with the pole as far as the electricity. That was not known until after the fact. You know, you do due diligence to make sure that you are setting this family up for success. And there are things that happen that are beyond our control. And the owner was, you know, the cost of bringing it up to code for her to get the electric on and everything else wasn't feasible. I did advise her to find an RV spot or a mobile home park to be able to move it to. But I think when all this came down, the most important part is while we said, and we want to look, and I want everybody to understand, I do not believe in giving anyone cash. We don't do that. I will also tell you though that I bought bedspreads and had them sent to the girls. I found out their favorite color. I don't want to be discussing the girls, but I also feel like when they're being uprooted, I wanted them to have a sense of a new home. And if anybody's ever been in that position, having something as simple as their own bedspread can be important. Now, as we know, the girls now are back staying in the ex-husband or husband's house. But at the time, that was not the circumstances we were dealing with. And so I just wanted to make it very clear that while we do our due diligence to do our very best to make sure that we are protecting the kids and helping them, there are circumstances and that are beyond our control. And so I feel like that overall, anything else that can be said would really break into confidentiality. But I will tell you, she was very transparent in the interview. And again, she did not ask me for money. She did, and has not ever. I have not had contacts with her, you know, constantly and talkings and all that. You know, it is to assist a family and to move on. And I'll say this, even in the same cases of when a woman gets out of incarceration, yes, we will call in, you know, every 3 or 4 months and say, how are you doing? What can we do to help you? Do you need anything? Always know we're here. But they're having to report in, and I know this isn't Lori's case, but they're having to report in to paroles. They're a lot of times having to do drug testing. They're under the microscope. I never want them to feel like that we are giving them a love donation with strings. One of the things that Villain and I talked about that we do have a difference of opinion is that when something is donated, and I won't say a difference, I think she maybe understood where I was coming from once I explained it, but um, when we donate to someone, and let's say it's a mother that needed a car, and I do want to say the RV is put into the lorry's name. That is due to liability. Anything could happen to that property or inside that would put our nonprofit at risk, and we don't do that. And so that is just something I just almost forgot to even mention. But one of the things I do want to say is that when someone is starting over, and I want everybody to step outside of the lorry box and think of a mother that is coming out of rehab and has absolutely nothing and maybe has no family support. And if we are able to help her and to donate a car to her for, let's say, has a value of $2,000, and she drives that car for a year and was able to get a good job, provide stable employment, so forth, so on, then maybe in a year or two, she's able to trade that car in and be able to have a nicer car. That is my hope, is that we empower our youth and these women so that they have something more than where they started from. So, like I said, as far as from the comments, there's really nothing there. But Villain, Reaper, Jen, you guys, anything that I maybe forgot to mention that you'd like for me to touch on because you guys know everything, please let me know.
I just want to say one thing. This was about those girls. They were worried about those girls because, as far as they knew, those babies were going to be on the street that night. Y'all know how the streets are.
Absolutely.
Like, that's about the girls. So,
And everybody needs to understand there is such a high risk of grape and everything else that can happen on those streets. I
drugs.
work with girls with rug everything. I work with those kids in that place and getting them off of the streets. Guys, it is not an easy place for especially any woman, much less two young beautiful teens that are just trying to work their way through having a difficult situation. And so I would really ask that everybody just be understanding. We don't speak about kids on here. Why is why I'm not going into detail. But just please give grace to know that there are, and when you're posting things on people's um, social media, we've said this about other scammer before. Her kids or her family can see things. you know, it's one thing to say I don't agree with you or this or that, and to be able to do that, but as far as to make threats, it's wrong. Like, it's wrong.
Villain, you and Reaper can unmute now if you want to. All right. So, Villain, anything?
I think that people should just leave it be.
Yeah.
Right. I think that it needed to be done, but just leave it where it's at, and understand that there are reasons why I request that, because I do think that the work is important, right? I do think that there's the need for that type of work. So I'll yeah,
And she doesn't condone, the lady in the box does not condone anything
at all.
at all that Lori
At
has
all.
done. This is not feel sorry
Absolutely
for
not.
Lori.
It
No.
was
No,
completely,
No.
it was totally in to help the kids, and she was unaware of the depth of it.
yeah. She
Now
had no
she's
idea.
aware,
Yeah.
so she's gonna not do better.
Now I just have like 3 ladies I can call all the time and go,
Now you'll have PTSD
hey,
from TikTok beggars.
Right?
gosh. You know, but it's always great. And if anything, I'm so thankful that I have you guys. Villain, I can't thank you enough for just
you're welcome.
really speaking into me today to give advice. I really can't. Jen, the same with you. And Reaper, thank you for just being up here and being supportive. You didn't have to be, and I really
Anytime.
want to thank you.
Yeah, I got that. I got you. I do what I can where I can. And that's
Yep.
why I'm always so goddamn tired.
You need a break.
I do need a break. You're goddamn right I do.
Love you, but I
Being
mean, you
worked on.
do. All right.
Being worked on.
Sleep? What's that?
I know, right? No, I
Yeah.
sleep. I just don't get a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Once
true.
she's awake, she's off and running.
It's all
Yeah.
day.
All right, y'all
It
can cut
is,
the
it really
y'all
is.
can cut the comments back on. Y'all can cut the comments back on. I just when this come to me, and I heard the whole story, like I heard everything. You know, I knew this wasn't a lady who, you know, well, you know how some people are, and I'm going to use the L word. I'm sorry. How give to Lisa out of entertainment. That was
Right.
not this.
Oh, no,
for
no.
Lori.
No.
That was not.
Not at
No.
all. There was
And
good
I never
intent
thought
there.
it was. Right.
Yeah.
No, there was absolutely good intent there. Unfortunately, not everybody has the same intentions that you do, right?
Right.
And I think that it's a tough lesson for anybody, right? But
And you know what you and I spoke about this today, Villain.
Can you recap just a little bit of it
Like Cliff
for
Notes.
people that come, the cliff notes, that people that came in, or you want me to run through it real quick, or
Yeah,
Bill,
if you
or
don't
Rupert?
mind, go ahead.
Okay, so see the lady in the box at the bottom over there below Villain. This is the lady who works for a nonprofit organization who helped Lori get the RV. No money at all whatsoever went to Lori. Lori did not ask for money. She has 2 girls. This nonprofit organization was worried about those children. They were going to
that's
get
what
an
the
apartment.
nonprofit does. The
Yeah,
nonprofit deals with reunification of children. Like
yeah,
children are the I would imagine the primary focus, so that the children are not going through suffering through transitions and stuff like that. That is what the purpose of the nonprofit is.
yeah,
So Lori was live saying that she was going to be thrown out, and her and her organization gave pretty much gave her the RV in an effort to give her a place to live with the girls without. It was the least risk involved, meaning if they would have rented her an apartment for 3 months, it would have been non-sustainable in Lori's current position. So she just would have lost it anyway.
yeah.
So
Correct.
that's not what the organization wants you to become self-sufficient, just helps you out of a rut, and then you go on your own. This was the best option that they had for the situation for Lori. And she does not want to keep talking about it.
Right.
So it's like a one and done, y'all.
This
One
is
and
it.
done.
That's it.
After this is it. You know, and once again, this was 100% for those girls.
Right.
That was the
Not
that was the
Lori.
priority, because y'all know how the streets are. You know what I mean? And those are beautiful teenage girls.
Oh, they are beautiful.
They are.
It's
And they have such precious hearts.
It's just an unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
it is a very unfortunate situation.
And they did, the nonprofit did not know about all the other mess. Didn't know about Lori, you know, stalking Lisa, and Lori don't know about her dancing video. Like, you know, they don't know about none of that.
Wait, and I might have missed it because I had to get up and go do a couple things. But like, you are aware that those girls are not even living in the RV, right?
Now,
Yes,
Oh,
I
now.
am.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I
I'm
mean,
sorry if
that
I missed
has
that.
been, no, no, no. That has been brought to our attention,
Okay, cool.
which is heartbreaking,
It is.
in that. But again, and I said this to Villain earlier, as when we do something, we do it with a pure heart.
Hmm.
What someone else does with it is on them.
It's that
Right.
And
karma too. It's that karma.
Exactly.
yep.
That's
Um,
sex.
I I have no idea if the RV is up for sale, so I can't answer that question. I have no idea.
There
Yeah,
is
I
a
don't
for
know.
sale sign on it. I don't. I have my opinion about the sale of the RV,
Hmm.
but I'll keep it to myself for now.
I didn't know if I should
I
start
love
laughing
you,
or not.
Villain. Oh my
But she
gosh.
didn't. So they didn't know about the heat until after. She did say that. She said they weren't aware it was a problem until after it was already
Right.
done.
And remember, when she got the RV, needing heat was not an issue.
Well, I mean, it wasn't necessarily cold then either.
No.
Yeah.
I do think
Well,
that it is not a good idea that she uses the heater that she got in that
Right.
RV.
It's dangerous. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
Cause
well, and
say she falls asleep.
absolutely.
Villain's
Well, and
face says everything.
because we do verify. I was on the phone when the lot owner came because I have to have verification that there is running water, that there is electricity. I mean, we have to make sure of those things because we do work with state agencies for children's well-being. And so, with that being said, the issue is until everything was set up and done, when they came out to turn on the power, they didn't. That's when they found out it was up to code. We had done everything we could and even extended our budget to be able to to purchase that vehicle without taking from another family.
Right.
And she does
Gina,
have
please don't
revenue.
drive
So
by. Gina, please don't drive by. Okay. I
No.
appreciate it, but that's
Yeah,
stalking, honey.
let's don't do that because
We
that could
don't.
be
We're
perceived
good.
as stalking. I'm just
I
saying.
mean,
Yeah,
unless you plan to
I could
buy it.
just ask Andy, right? We don't have to do all that.
No.
Yeah.
I agree, Just Joni. I agree. That is how I feel about it, right? There's so many um and I'm of the mind that if somebody goes out of their way to help you, then you should return that. If you're in a better position, then you should return that.
Hmm.
So I don't know why that's how I feel about it, but I can't force people to do shit, right, y'all? If I could, this app would be a much different place.
well, guys, I'm gonna step down. I
Yeah,
really
you're good.
appreciate your
I
time.
appreciate you for coming and doing what you had
Absolutely.
to do.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right,
Thank you,
guys.
darling. Thank
Have a
you.
good night.
And
Hey,
keep up with the good work you're doing for
Yes,
families.
absolutely.
Please.
That's
It is
awesome. I
a
wish when I was in
1000%.
my DV,
Hmm.
relationship and getting out of
That's
rehab and
right.
everything, I wish I
Yep.
would have known about y'all. I really do. Because
It,
I
it,
had
it
nothing.
absolutely sounds like it's necessary in
Hmm.
the world that we're in, 1,000,000%.
Oh, and I want you to clarify one more thing. If she hadn't had the children, then
she
she
would
couldn't have
not.
got the
She would not have
Wouldn't have
been
qualified.
qualified for any assistance.
right.
The children is what placed her in the position to be qualified. We
Correct.
do not help just individuals. There has to be a child or children
Well, and everybody, let's be kind. I've already blocked 5 people sitting here. This is
Really?
it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not paying attention. That's why I'm not a mod.
Me either. I'm just
I
like,
would never make Reaper will never be a mod ever.
Nope.
Ever.
I suck.
I'm watching who's coming in, who's
oh, I don't.
Well, I'm setting up my
I'm a
live,
bad
so I'm
mod.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a bad.
You're fine, baby. This
Yeah.
was a little bit
I'm fine.
unexpected. It kind of just
Yeah.
got dropped in our laps really quickly. And, when I found out that the lady was legit and this was, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know how it got started that people, her viewers bought it. And I was like, what? That's what's
no.
wrong with this Reaper. You know it. Not Reaper,
I know.
Villian.
It's so much
Misinformation.
gossip.
Yeah. Way too much misinformation going around about
It's
so
crazy.
much, so
Everything.
many. It's
Well,
ridiculous.
Thank you.
Yes,
I
thank
really,
you so
really
much.
appreciate you.
Have a good
Thank
night,
you,
y'all. I'm
guys.
gonna
Have
hop
a good
over
night.
to Reaper's.
Reaper.
Go to bed at some point. At some point,
At
I'll be
some
done.
point. And
You
I
got to
still
take
have,
a break, Villian. You're one person.
I know, I do. It's getting real close to break time.
yeah. And after my live, I got to finish my 2 videos. So
Oh yeah, you got a lot more than I do on your plate. That's for
Hi,
sure.
Chevy.
All right, Jen. I love you. I'll see
I
you
love
soon.
you.
Have a good night, y'all.
ya.
I'll see you
Get you
over
some
there. I see
rest,
you over
real
there.
rest.
Not
Are you
yet.
coming over,
soon.
Jennifer?
Yes, ma'am. I will in just a few minutes.
All right, you're cool. I will send you the link as soon as we're done
Yeah.
discussing the big topic,
Yeah.
and then we'll let you up.
All righty.
Love you guys.
Love you. Love you so much.
Love you.